Okay, as you saw early in the video, that single ball of cotton with Vaseline on it burned for over 7 minutes. I sped that up. I think I cut out the very end of it, but cotton with a bit of Vaseline soaked onto it is absolutely, hands down, number one, the best tinder source that you can carry. It doubles as a first aid item also. I'm no doctor, and I'm not going to tell you to put Vaseline and cotton on an injury, but I'll tell you this: if I have a scrape or some sort of superficial wound, I'm going to use a piece of cotton and Vaseline on that wound. So it doubles as that also. But that single piece of cotton burned for 5 straight minutes, and it took a spark from a ferro rod instantly. It always does for me. Always does, every single time. It burns hot because it's a petroleum jelly. So I carry 3 balls of cotton soaked with Vaseline. Just, rub some Vaseline on both sides and rub it in there real good. It's going to burn longer the more Vaseline you put on it. A shorter burn, less Vaseline. But I tend to put a lot of Vaseline on mine because I spend a lot of time in cold weather, a lot of time in the snow out there trucking. And if I have to walk away from that truck and, get somewhere on foot, I want to know that tinder source is going to burn for at least 3 or 4 minutes and dry out some tinder, dry out some small kindling. So, fat wood and char cloth have their place, absolutely. But they don't beat fueled cotton as far as what I carry and what you should be carrying if you have a mindset that says, I want to be ready to make fire in wet weather. Knowledge about fat wood, how to find it, how to process it down, that's awesome, because we can't carry a ton of fueled cotton with us everywhere. I carry 3 balls of it in my pouch of my knife on my belt, and I carry a ferro rod in that same pouch on my belt. Char cloth, awesome source for tinder or for an ember. You should know how to produce char cloth, because, as I said, you can't carry enough fueled cotton. So my suggestion is that you carry 2 or 3, maybe 4 balls of, really greasy cotton in your knife sheath, if you carry a knife on you. And, just be aware of how to find fat wood and how to make char cloth. But hands down, bottom line, carrying 3 or 4 balls of fueled cotton, Vaseline cotton, is the absolute best you can do for yourself as far as carrying tinder source. It tends to be, it's somewhat waterproof because it's a petroleum jelly product. Lightweight, you can carry a half a dozen freaking cotton balls with you. Doesn't take up any weight, doesn't take up any space in your pack or in your knife sheath, and you've always got it with you. So there you go, fueled cotton, that's the way to go. All right, guys, I'm gonna shoehorn one more tip into this video before I call it a day and get busy doing something else. That tip is about how to get the most out of your small chopper tools. And when I say small choppers, I mean things like the Tracker, this Stryker Defender tool, maybe you use the Tracker Digger, choppers that are, not super heavy, like an axe or a hatchet or whatever. Just a regular knife style tool that you're going to use as a chopper. So you can get a lot more out of that chopper tool just by adding what I call a Pinkie lanyard. I don't use over the wrist kind of lanyards. Don't find a lot of use for those. But a pinky lanyard, just a small lanyard that goes on your pinky, is enough to give you a lot of throw power into that tool. And all you do is slip your pinky into that punk. Let me do it right. Slip your pinky into it and then grab your tool, and that allows you to choke down on that smaller chopper tool, like I say, this Stryker Defender tool, or maybe you use the Tom Brown Tracker style knife, or whatever. Anything that is meant to chop into your wood to process firewood, that pinky lanyard is going to give you a lot more throw. And here's how it works. Look at this. I'm going to try to do this without even holding on to the blade. All right, that's going to allow you to throw that blade down onto your timber, choking down on it. Okay, and if you size your pinky lanyard correctly, you can still choke up. I'm all the way up to the jipping on that with a full fist of handle. All right, you can still choke up if you're gonna use the spine teeth to make shavings or whatever. You can still choke up, and now you've got a firm freaking grip. You got a whole fistful of handle right there, really tight into your hand. And it's, you know, it's not a full lanyard like you see on other knives, but I mean, it's really, I have found it to be the most effective lanyard, and it just goes on the pinky. Doesn't go around my wrist, doesn't go around my finger. Well, the lanyard on my Tracker does go around 3 of my fingers, but that's on my Tracker. It's just for this Stryker Defender tool, it's just a pinky lanyard. So, I mean, I guess I probably don't have to show you how to make a pinky lanyard, but it's just a loop that's large enough for you to fit your pinky into, and then come over the top of your blade, your handle rather, and choke down on it. And then you're really throwing that chopping edge into your timber. So for a small tool like this, when it comes to processing firewood, try out a pinky lanyard. And all you're going to do, and also do it with a glove too. Size that pinky lanyard to your hand when you've got a glove on. And I recommend, if you're going to use the cutting edge, you go up through the bottom of your lanyard and over the top of your handle, and there you go. Same thing if you're going to use the saw teeth, that becomes the bottom of your tool. Come up through the bottom and over, and now you can choke up on it, get a full fistful of that handle really tight against your pinky lanyard, and you're just grinding the crap out of that firewood to make small shavings or whatever, if that's what you need to do because you're using char cloth or whatever. But stick your finger through there, size that first knot tight against your pinky, tie that off, and then run some, like maybe a double overhand or whatever kind of security knot you want to put in it, and you're good. And I'm telling you, you will find that you get a lot more out of your chopping tools when you put a pinky lanyard on. So that's it.